All right, this is Calypso programming part 3. We're going to continue where we left off from the other one, and that is we defined our datums, we defined the strategies for these, which has to happen before we can do anything else. So after we have a few things defined, and that was these three surfaces, if I look at my list, I've created some features, we defined our strategy, and so now we can create characteristics: size, form, location. Okay, these are things that are drop-down menus from up top. I assign a feature to a characteristic. So if I want perpendicular or parallel or location, okay, I pick the features that I want to assign to that characteristic, and there are some nominal values. In other words, my print says it's 1.990. I built it that way in my inventor model, and so I need to double check and make sure it's right. Check my tolerances from my print. Every single time there's tolerances, and I have to get them from the print. Okay, so here we go. So let's go to characteristics, and I have nothing here. So first of all, let's say we are going to well, let's look at our print. We know that perpendicular, the front is perpendicular to A, which is on the bottom, within 1,000th. Okay, so let's do that one first, since I already have those features. So characteristics up top, I can create features. I can do some construction, because sometimes I have to maybe do symmetry or create some geometry so that I can then go to a theoretical point, so to speak. Size, which I would use distance if I want to do a distance from one side to the other. We'll do that in a minute. And form and location. This is where I'm going to get my GDT information. So I'm going to cruise down here, and I'm going to look for perpendicular. There it is, perpendicularity. So much like the features, there's perpendicularity. I got to go into it. Now this is perpendicular front to A. Okay, so I'm going to double click on it. I can go in and edit the name. To datum A. And so now what? So here's a feature. If I pick in the box, it gives me a list of all the features. Okay, datum A. Datum A. Okay. I'm sorry, I did this backwards. This should be my feature, which is the front. And here's my primary datum. This is what it's getting tied to. That should be datum A. So now it shows the front tied to the bottom. I say OK. And now here's my shape of the zone. Okay, that's my tolerance. If you remember from the print, it was 0.001. So I do that. And so now it's OK. It's green because I have completed the information in it. And so now let's do a distance. We have a left side, a right side. So if I want to do a distance from the left side to the right side, look at my print. That distance is 1.875. Okay, I'm going to go, where is it? Kind of got lost there for a minute. So to the right side. So I'm going to have to define the right side because I don't have it yet. And if I look at my print, this right side is also perpendicular to A. So once I define the right side, I can do perpendicular to A, and I can do this distance of 1.875. So I'm going to just define that feature as the right side. So we'll go back over here to features. I'm going to create a feature, pick the right side, double click, come in, got to create a strategy. This is the right side. And I'm going to pick a strategy. I'm going to pick a polyline. I'm going to have it automatically. Double click, double click. I'm going to have it automatically pick. Okay, now I need to look around at this right side because I need to move it. Oh, there's that point again. Pick up here. Now come here. I need to move this. Now it's not showing me those points, so there's a button here, show all points. Now it's showing all the points, and now I can zoom in and pick that point and move it up like I did on the other ones in case I'm using some putty. And there we go. That looks good. Step width. I always seem to forget this, but need to have it. Pick, see, 875 points. Say OK. OK. And OK. So now I have it. I'm going to go back to an isometric view. So now I have the right side done. And so now I can go back to characteristics. Let's go back to perpendicular. Perpendicular. To datum A. My tolerance was 1. And my feature is the right side. Now, let's say I can pick. I don't have to. See, now when I picked two things, it did it the wrong way. So I'm going to back up, backspace. If I do this, I get this check and X. Revoke the entered or confirm. So I'm going to pick confirm so it makes it available again. Backspace, pick this. So I can go over here and pick the right side, or I can get it from inside there. I'm going to go primary datum was A. So there we have that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're continuing on, and so I have this done. So okay, so now I have two perpendiculars, but I want to know the distance. So I'm going to go size, distance, and I'm going to do Cartesian coordinate system. So in X direction, the Y direction, pick that, double click. I'm going to name this, I forgot its size. This is 1.875 dimension. So I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to say 1.875 distance, and that distance is feature 1 is the right side. Okay, and feature 2 is datum C, I believe. Let's say okay. Yep, that's datum C, so I got both them sides. What's my tolerance? Go to the print. 3-place decimal, come down to the bottom. 3-place decimal is 0.001 plus or minus. So 0.001 plus minus 0.001. I have it named. I have my features picked. Say OK. So now I have some stuff here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to run it and show you how we get some data. So Stylus Simulation, put this over here. I'm going to leave it up high just because it's not doing it real. Okay, so now I'm going to do no. All characteristics, clear existing data, start. So now it's going to go and do it. Again, if I'm doing this really, I'm going to be doing it only about halfway because I want to make sure that I'm really getting good data. And if I go faster, I could, like I said, it could give me some junk. But so now it's only going to do those surfaces that we did. So now it's reading perpendicular to A. It's coming up with some information. And so my report's going to pop up. And you're going to see that what we have is some actual data in here. Now, it ought to all be green, okay? Here, yep, there it is. So, and the reason it ought to all be green is because we didn't actually measure anything. It's theoretical. So here's my value, upper tolerance, 1 perpendicular. 1.875 is the value that it measured. Nominal value is its size or its distance, +1, -1. So this nominal value shows up in that characteristic. So let's go look at that, because we didn't. So I click, come in here, see nominal distance 1.875. I have had it every now and then where that's not the size that it really is. And that would let me know that maybe my CAD file is not made correctly, or it could mean that it's picking up something else instead of what I want. So, but we're okay. So there I have a couple of characteristics, perpendicular and a distance. And so we're going to have to do some holes, some hole locations, some circles. So we'll probably be using a different part. And so that's Calypso programming part 3.